Hey, Benchwarmers. Welcome back to the Seniors on JV podcast. I'm Kennedy Smith here with my co-host, Jake Lanier. How you doing, Jake?
Doing pretty good, Kennedy's. I just want to get this off the table. We had an awesome set for today for Micah Dallas's interview, and Kennedy bought these bubble blowers for our Olsen Magic, and someone forgot batteries.
Well, before we get into that, we've got our guest here today, Micah Dallas, one of our starting pitchers on the Aggie baseball team. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You're in the middle of season. You actually just got done with a game last night. Last night was the UT game in Austin. How did that go?
Well, obviously it went pretty well. Win's a win. So we were really excited about that. It was pretty crazy. The fans were absolutely ruthless, but I feel like ours are a lot better.
Give us a horns down.
A horns down.
There we go.
There we go.
I got a couple on. I got a couple on the field.
I am known for this horns down. So yeah, last night you're a Saturday starting pitcher.
Yes.
You actually played last night though.
Yeah.
It was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So kind of run us through how that went down.
Well, it was kind of an all hands on deck type game. So normally I throw a bullpen on Tuesday, and I don't know, my arm felt good for some reason, probably because we were playing Texas. So that's a good reason. So I went up to Coach Yeski's office, and Coach Schlosh was in there. I was like, hey, if my arm feels fine and I can throw my bullpen out during the game if y'all need me. And they were pretty hesitant, just kind of how many pitches I threw on Saturday and what's that's going to lead to this following weekend. But we get to the field, and I'm on the roster just in case. And so then in the 8th inning, they're like, all right, so what you're going to do is you're going to throw a really light pin. And if we need you, then that will be your warm-up to go in the game. But if we don't, then you got your pin in. So, I got the call, hey, Micah, you have the 9th. So that's kind of what happened.
So me and Jake were at his house watching the game.
We had like 10 people in our house.
Big old watch party for this game and the basketball game, of course. We had 2 TVs, thank God. And we saw you warming up in the 8th, and we're like,
this is
no,
perfect. This is perfect.
We've got him on the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to make for great content.
Yeah, it surprised a lot of people, but.
Yeah, so is that going to affect, sorry, I'm sure you're going to ask the same thing. Is it going to affect you pitching this weekend at all?
It probably will. We'll see how the rest of the week goes, but I might get moved back a day. I might stay, but I mean, my arm feels fine. That's
good.
A couple ibuprofens and ready to go.
So in like the movie Major League, like Wild Thing runs in, Charlie Sheen, and it's just like, what are your thoughts running in from the bullpen? Because you're not traditionally a reliever, you're a starter. So what are the thoughts coming in like in the 9th inning against Texas at Texas?
Yeah.
We're up by what, 5 or 4?
4 runs, yeah.
4 runs. Like, what are the thoughts going through your head right there?
I mean, it's just really, the adrenaline is pretty much so overwhelming that you're not really thinking. You're just like in attack mode, so dialed in.
Can you feel the eyes on you?
You do.
What was
feel
yelled
the
at
eyes.
you?
The section right next to us was chirping at me 2 hours before the game.
I want to hear what they said. Give me the
gosh, they were talking about my sister, my family.
So they researched you.
Oh, absolutely. Going after, they knew what car I drove. There's people in the stands asking for autographs, and I threw someone a ball. And for the rest of the time, like, they didn't have a pen. I was like, hey, do you have a pen? I'll sign your autograph.
I'm literally about to go on the field. Stop talking to me.
Yeah, but the rest of the time, the whole section was, F you, blah, blah, blah. Someone said, it's not even clever. They're like, go back to College Station. Or I would say go back to College Station, but college is the wrong word. I'm like, that's not even funny. Like, what?
At least have a good chirp if you're going to chirp
then they started a chant, UT rejects. And we're all looking at each other like, most of us turned down UT to come to A&M.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah. So going back to the original question, it's just really fun, honestly. That's kind of why we play the game in those big moments. And just really, like, go out and attack. I don't know.
That was your first A&M UT rivalry game.
It was,
because you're new to the school.
Yeah.
Was that just, like, super, I don't know, could you feel the weight of it since you're kind of so new to this place?
Okay, so, yeah, so at Tech, there's definitely, a rivalry with UT. Everyone has a rivalry with UT. And it's
a little
big.
stronger here,
It's really big. I mean, especially with the, watching them two play last weekend. That was a great series. But
Stolen home to win.
Stolen home to win. Yeah, that was wild. But I heard tales of it, and I've seen just how much real hate. It's not like, oh, haha, good game. It's like actual hate.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a lot more hostile in a A&M uniform.
Speaking of the UT A&M rivalry, the track team has a dual meet. Let me promote real quick. The track team has a dual meet this weekend against UT, and it is most track meets we go against like 10 different teams. But no, this weekend it's just A&M versus UT at home at the A&M facility. So everyone come out and support.
Saturday, April 1st.
The UT A&M hate is real. I got caught doing the horns down at this meet last year, and it kind of like blew up on Instagram. People were DMing me like, "Go die, you suck," like calling me very inappropriate names.
Not for the podcast.
You don't know me. Come on.
I kind of want to talk about when you play UT, like when Tech won, like UT's excuse is that's that team's World Series beating us. It was a Tuesday game. Like there was like this tweet that an A&M person gave, and it just hit it such on a T where it's like all the excuses a Longhorn fan's gonna say when we beat them. Yeah,
there's no. I did see a couple people say, hey, like they actually beat us and we were actually trying. You know, those are some regular, good-thinking people. But for the most part, it's a meaningless Tuesday game. It was a bullpen game.
Cop out.
They're not gonna. How many we've won 4 years in a row, but how many World Series have y'all been to? Like they have all sorts of these excuses, and of course, if they won, they'd have been like, oh yeah, y'all suck, all this stuff, the big game. But I mean, yeah, they do like to pull out the excuse cards.
So obviously we've got a baseball theme in here today. I'm curious, why the Cardinals jersey?
Okay, so Albert Pujols, it's the Cardinals jersey. Used to be my favorite player, and he actually got signed back to the Cardinals. So it's Albert Pujols week for me. So yeah, I mean, baseball themed. Why not Albert Pujols?
How old is that jersey?
It's very old. Probably be like.
Say it looks pretty.
Yeah, probably like 15 years old, maybe more. I don't know, but.
And Jake, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Micah Dallas. This is an A&M jersey. I feel like before this NLI stuff, if you wanted to get like an NIL, you got like really crappy jerseys. So I'm kind of hoping when like people can start having their names on their back, they can start getting some money. The quality of like college sports jerseys is so much better instead of ordering from Alibaba and like hoping it comes back somewhat okay.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta rep my jersey real quick. Got a Lacey jersey on. Yeah.
But it was just
this one straight from the field.
It was so funny like when we had everyone for the watch party like watching the two games, the basketball on the bottom, baseball on top. Kennedy FaceTimed Asa, and like Asa was like, he should throw this. This is crazy. Why is he in right now?
Finish the game.
Yeah, I wasn't as sharp as I normally am, just because I was pretty tired, but
you got the job done though.
Sharp enough
to beat the Longhorns. So I mean, I got a pretty good history at Dish Fox, so I kept it going.
All right. Well, we're gonna throw it back all the way to pre-college and whatever. You weren't really in a traditional sense doing college or high school baseball.
Right.
You weren't at a public school. You went to a private school, right?
Yes.
So it was so small, y'all didn't have a team. So tell me about THESA, the organization you played for.
Okay, shout out to THESA. Y'all are awesome. If anybody's gonna see this, but it's basically it's a bunch of. I went to a school. We graduated with 30 people, and so we didn't have any sports. And so this was a homeschool team that played all the private schools in the area, and that's what I did for spring ball. And we beat up on all those teams too. So all these paying like $30,000 to go there, and just listen to a bunch of kids who who don't even have enough people at their school to have a team. So.
Did that affect your recruiting at all, or was it club baseball like strictly kind of how people get recruited for baseball?
Baseball is definitely more of a summer recruiting thing. That's how I got recruited, and that's how most people do. So I was with the Arlington A's when I got recruited to Tech, and that's just where you get seen.
So then you choose a college. You chose Tech.
I did.
I mean, that's fine. You're here now, but you chose Tech, and you actually had a knockout freshman year. You were All-American. You were their Friday night starting pitcher. Y'all went to the College World Series. Kind of just tell me how that freshman year went for you, because not everybody sees such success their first year.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with just the confidence that I had. Obviously having the opportunity to be in that position was awesome. And yeah, it was a stellar year just all around, going to the World Series, a lot of fun. Wish we could have finished it out, but obviously the goal is to win it all, not to go to the World Series. And so, that's what we're looking to do here. And hopefully I can help us out like I did there. But just as a freshman, there's not much, what's the word? Expectations to play a lot. But I just felt like I've always had this confidence, I guess, that, I'm good enough. And all these guys, they're just big names that, you're playing against, like Texas. It's just a bunch of big name guys. Yeah, it's a good ball club and stuff, but if you let that intimidate you, then you already lost. So that's kind of my mindset freshman year.
Right. Confidence is everything.
Yeah.
Take it from me.
Confidence here. It definitely is. And so then you transition your sophomore, you all have these great expectations, and you kind of like transition to the reliever role, and still was an All-American as a reliever before COVID hit.
Why was that?
I think that's just where they needed me at the time. That's just, the decision the coaches had for me. But I was actually going back into the starting role right before COVID hit. So I was prepping to start, and then season got canceled.
Okay, then you stayed there for another year, though, junior year.
Yes.
Were you reliever that year?
I was in and out. I was about half the year starter, half the year reliever.
So this is a baseball, like, novice. From my perspective, I see relievers as, like, guys that aren't as good as, not like starters are like throwing 6+ innings relievers, but I've heard like relievers, it's like some people's arms just can't last that long. They can come in stressful situations and kind of like get it out.
Also, from somewhat of a novice, I kind of saw it as, I feel like starters have more pitches that they're good at, whereas relievers, it's like you're really good at maybe like 1 or 2 pitches.
Okay.
And not like less talented, just different.
I would say, a starter and a reliever, they're both just as important. And you kind of nailed it on the head right there. It's just different.
Pitcher's girlfriend, I'm learning.
Clearly you know what you're talking about. But yeah, it's just different. Like Mariano Rivera, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, had 2 pitches really. And then you have like people like Clayton Kershaw or Max Scherzer, they throw like 5. Yeah. So it's just different. And they're both just as important, and not one is better than the other. So that's really hard, especially in college, for younger guys to understand when they're not starting that, hey, we need you. Like, you're just as important.
Just different tools in the
toolbox.
Different,
yeah. And you may start, sometime, but it's just where we need you.
But I kind of see it like comparing it to basketball. It's like players can start the basketball game, but then the players that finish the basketball games, those are also like the truly important players. So it's like, just because you're not the starter, you're like, but you're like Quinton Jackson was originally like off the bench. Yeah. He was like the 6th man. But look at him now, but he finishes every game.
Yeah.
So it just proves that the relievers are important.
It's all about just playing for each other, really. Yeah. That's what makes a successful team.
Okay, so let's kind of go into this transfer. From my research, you entered the portal July 1. Was that like around true? Or that's where news are around that. Yeah. And it seemed you know more about him. You signed roughly like in less than a week. Okay. Did you already like know of A&M, like, because we new coaching staff, Schlosh coming in, everyone's new, Childress is gone. Yeah. Did you just like immediately see like A&M is the place for me, or did you already kind of have a preconceived like thoughts? Yeah.
Okay, so my name got entered in the portal. It was at 3:00, and I was working out, and right at 3:00, I got like. I don't even know. The whole day I was on the phone. It was crazy. So
who was hitting your line?
You're the prettiest girl.
Who was sliding into the DMs?
I mean, they literally do slide into the DMs. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to say like who, but I mean, basically every SEC or Big 12 or.
Wait, why aren't you going to name names? Is that a scandal?
No, not a scandal in the slightest. No. Whoa, what are you trying to get at?
We're trying to get clicks.
For sure. I just want to know who else was
there's
a contender.
And did you visit?
It's A&M. A&M all the way.
Did you visit A&M before you like committed?
I did go on a. Okay, so Coach Kane.
We need to know who was contenders here.
Okay, I'll talk about A&M first though. Okay. Coach Nolan Kane. He called me. I really liked the conversation, and I heard great things about Coach Schlosh, and so I was like, I have a lot of family ties here. It's pretty close to home, and so I went on a visit, and I mean, it was just incredible what they were doing here, and it was a great opportunity, and so that's why. And also, I feel like God led me here, so that's why I went to A&M. Mm-hmm.
So who did you reject in the process?
Gosh, Texas.
Woo!
I mean, there's LSU, Ole Miss. I mean, these are all great programs, and I just felt like A&M was the best option for me.
So why did you decide to transfer in the first place?
I mean, you can go into a lot of it. I mean,
you can go into a lot of it.
I know. I mean, not really, but I mean, it was just really good opportunity. I knew that I could have a lot of opportunity, at a place like A&M. So
I think it's awesome just you coming in and our whole team is almost new with our new coaching staff as well. And it's like y'all are starting something new, but we have history of being good. So it's like building on the legacy that we've had and starting something new at the same time.
Right? Oh yeah. In high school, I mean, A&M, like everyone, like, oh my gosh, you're going to A&M. And that's how I still feel like it is because of how deep the traditions are here and how much we have won in the past. And I mean, really, it was only like 1 or 2 years where, A&M wasn't at the standard of A&M. And I feel like, we're going to be there this year, even though, there's been some ups and downs, but I feel it.
So at Tech, you played TCU at some point, correct?
Yeah.
So that means that you got to play against Schlosh when y'all were both at different schools. So did you ever have any preconceived notions or feelings about him before you were recruiting to come here?
I've the only thing I've heard was just from other people who've played for him, and I've heard great about him. But I played him both times in Lubbock. One time was my freshman year.
Did you win?
Well, here we go. It was against Lodolo, and he went, I think, top 10. And I didn't know who he was. I was just this little freshman. There's like probably 100 scouts at the game. And it's like this big lefty, kind of like Asa. But, and I went 7 innings scoreless, and he went 8 innings scoreless. And so we both left the game in the 8th, or after the 8th inning, it was 0-0. And I think the game went to like 13 or 14 innings, and we lost. So he got me the first time. And then the second time I actually started against him last year, and they kind of got a good hold of me. He probably had a good game plan going in. I'll give him credit for that. So, but I mean, I remember on my visit here, he told me, because I'm pretty outgoing on the field, he told me, I thought you were the biggest jerk ever, and now I'm talking to you, and you're this super nice guy. So I think he had a preconceived notion of me. But yeah, I just heard good things about him.
Yeah, and I guess we can kind of talk about with how Slosh is kind of changing the program. We got potentially a new stadium upgrade coming with Ross Bjork. What are kind of the things that you've noticed that Slosh does maybe unique at A&M's baseball? Like some little traditions or little things that you can get into that's different.
I think that there's a lot of just not manly. Just
seriousness?
Seriousness, but like act like a man. Like this is your career. Take charge of it. What I really like is kind of like what I was just talking about. On the way into the dugout, there's a picture of Dog the Bounty Hunter. and then on the way leaving the clubhouse, there's a picture of a Boy Scout. And so what he wants us to do, what that means is, when you enter the stadium, you're like, be a bounty hunter, like be mean, all this stuff. But then when you leave, be a Boy Scout, help the old lady, across the street, all the stuff. And so that's kind of, he cares just about us in the program, on the field, than what we're doing outside. So there's a lot of accountability, and he gives us a lot of just freedom, really, to be accountable towards each other.
I think that kind of goes for all A&M sports.
Yeah.
A&M is really like, we've got our A&M core values, and we are taught.
Relish.
We talked about that earlier.
We've done a ton of relish.
Those are the core values. So Relis, like the Relis campus, they named it after.
Respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, self-service.
There we go.
Nice.
We had to remember that.
The baseball team came out with something about Relis, and Micah was telling me it's kind of become like a little meme on the baseball team.
Yeah, so like if someone's going out, was that Relis? Was that Relis of you? Or if someone does something, you're like, come on, let's Relis.
Okay, well, I feel like all coaches, though, at A&M really kind of stick to that, though.
Yeah.
I know not just baseball, but every sport, they want the athletes to be very well-rounded. If you do something off the field that doesn't represent what an Aggie is, then, like, you're out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
So I'm glad that Schlosh is holding up to that standard.
He's relising.
Absolutely. He's
relising.
He's out there relising, that's for sure.
I kind of want to talk to baseball is kind of changing within recruiting as well. Like, how has NLI, like, specifically...
NIL, come on, Jay.
National Letter of Intent.
Okay, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean. How has it, like, changed baseball? Because you see football, you can read millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Track, it's not changing anything.
A&M's #1 recruiting class.
Just
how is baseball?
We do have the money. ATM University.
How is it? How can you see the differences in baseball? Because like you recruited before this, and then you did the transfer recruiting this summer. Like, is there any changes, or is that like more conversations now?
There's definitely part of the recruiting process. I feel like at other places, you kind of like, I'm sure like at Vandy, that's a huge recruiting point they use because all the, they have a great social media presence. Yeah. So it doesn't even have to be the school itself. As long as you have a big following, it can be anywhere national. So, I mean, going somewhere where you gain a lot of social media presence will definitely help you. But there definitely are schools who are who players are getting a ton into that. So that definitely will further on, especially as baseball keeps growing in college.
Which I also just see because baseball has 7. What's the scholarship number for 11.7 for a 40-man roster.
Yeah,
so it's diced up.
It's
I would,
ridiculous.
because track's the same way. We have 12.6 for track and cross country. So everyone's like.
And there's probably 80 men on the team.
It's absolutely insane.
Dice up 12.
It's outdated. It should be left up to the university how much they want to give up.
I'm really curious who set these standards because why does
Title IX.
Title IX.
Why does football get like 85?
Because they make all the money.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but A&M's baseball program is profit revenue.
We are. We do. We stay afloat by ourselves.
We're in the green.
Yeah.
But I just think it's so interesting I always thought when Schlosh came to A&M, he was just going to kill recruiting because he's fighting with 11.6 private school scholarships at TCU. So I just felt like it was going to be a deterring factor for him to get other people that are coming in low scholarships, walk-ons, but being at a state school at A&M with a lot of money, and then now it just seemed like a slam dunk for recruiting for A&M. Yeah,
no, definitely. I think the NIL opportunities here will definitely help out with that. But the 11.7, I want to get back into that. And third paid assistant coach.
Yes, that's ridiculous.
That's insane. I mean, it's just regulations that have no reason behind them. And a lot of people, the NIL, especially for baseball, is huge, just so we can pay for rent without going in debt. So I mean, because we're paying for our school, most of us are paying for our school.
And that's another thing that like people have always talked about. Oh well, you don't need NIL because you're getting a free education.
No. Other than football and basketball, you're not.
You're not getting a free education.
Not at all.
We don't have time.
Play.
Yeah, and we don't have time to get a job like y'all do. Our whole days are filled up, so there's nothing.
They used to deter you from getting a job.
Yes,
they used to say you couldn't get a job.
You couldn't get a job because then that would take away from your academics and your athletics.
I mean, as someone who this is somewhat my job now, and I'm in grad school and track, it's stressful. And like, I feel like sports should be able to have a full roster if they can afford it. It should be up to them.
It should be up to the university.
Like for track, we have to have 30 people, boys, 30 girls, to be on our track team for conference. But of those people, maybe 2 of them are on full scholarship. Like how do you expect people to bring a full roster and not be able to pay all of them? And same for y'all. Y'all's full roster isn't 11 people,
Yeah. A full scholarship in baseball is unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean,
even if you're going to be,
even if you're the
guy.
Yeah. Even if you turn down first overall pick, I mean, you
might.
Yeah, well, maybe you might. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, it doesn't happen because it ruins the rest of the roster. You can't recruit.
I mean, there was an Olympian on our team, not naming any names, but like at one point back in the past, he wasn't even on half.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
Yeah.
I hate those rules.
It's just with the NLI, it is Title IX, but they're trying to keep everyone like fair, you know? But I feel like with the NIL, did I say it right this time?
NIL, there
NIL, the talent spread could like expand so much in these traditional non-revenue basketball, football sports because if people just threw money in it and started getting people, helping them, ultimately just helping them pay for their school.
Let's bring betting into these sports.
No, my answer isn't betting this time. But I just think
Jake thinks that we should do betting on track like horse racing.
I think it would blow up the sport.
And I think it's really fun.
That would be that. I don't know. I need to think about that. I mean, obviously, it would be exciting.
It's a little dehumanizing,
maybe not.
but I'm okay.
Yeah, then it's like
I'm okay with it.
Not college, but I'd say for sure professional.
But then would there not be people throwing games and whatnot?
It would be a lot easier to throw something in a track race and just say I pull my hamstring.
Yeah, I pull my hamstring, or I drop the baton, or.
But like, imagine how cool it'd be if like there's little computer screens at all of the seats. Y'all get to place your bets as you're watching.
No, that would be exciting.
Everybody
it would grow the game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So last thing, you have one more season after this one, or is this your last?
I do have another year of eligibility.
Do you know if you're taking it?
Or
is
I do not know. I do not know.
Confidential?
I do not know. I mean, the plan is to enter the draft.
Yeah.
But you never know what's going to happen.
So that's kind of why I was asking. What are your future plans with baseball and draft? And
baseball.
Do you have a plan yet?
Yeah. So I actually turned down the draft to come to A&M.
There we go.
Yeah. So
good choice.
Yeah. So I got a few calls, but I just thought that I could, first of all, get my education from A&M, be able to have that on my my degree, and play for these coaches, develop, and
raise your value a bit.
Raise my value a bit, and just experience what it's all about at Blue Bell Park.
So if you were able to pick which team you went to right now, what's your dream team?
Gosh, I grew up a huge Rangers fan, and so it's kind of weird that I'm wearing this St. Louis jersey because they broke my hearts.
In what, 2010 or 2010?
I think, yeah, one of those years. David Freese, Nelson Cruz out there. Gosh, I maybe like the Dodgers or Rangers. I do like St. Louis though.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Well, a few hot topics. I'm just curious. When you go into the field, what is more intimidating to you? Seeing a guy with like just a thick mustache, like fully thick and groomed, or just like a flowing long mullet?
Oh gosh, intimidating. I don't.
Yeah, which one are you just like?
I don't get
That's
intimidated.
a serious player.
I don't get intimidated. However, I will say that like, hey, I'm jealous of that mustache because I want to grow a thick handlebar mustache because I think that would be cool. I mean, it's a thing for college pitchers to have, cool mustaches.
From a lady's perspective?
Lady's perspective, mullet, I'll
take a mullet.
Yeah.
I love when they have a pitcher comes out of the bullpen. It's one of those huge pitchers. And he has a long hair. And you're like, this guy crushes beers on the weekend. But also will close 100%. This game. We'll also close
he probably crushed a beer in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that, what was that video I saw of that guy shotgunning a beer? What school was that? Was that UT?
Oh, he wasn't shotgunning a beer. He was drinking out of a flask.
Oh, that's
Texas
what it was.
State.
What?
Texas State.
Yeah, so there's
in the bullpen, someone like threw him a flask and he like took a knee and started drinking in the middle of the game.
It was Texas State versus Texas, and
that's why I thought.
Did he get kicked off the team?
Yes.
I think it was a manager or a bullpen catcher. So
he was a catcher, yeah.
Yeah, and so he got kicked off the team.
It was iconic.
Okay.
Poor guy. I feel for him though, but it's definitely not wise. It's definitely not wise. Obviously, there's cameras everywhere. Cameras everywhere. Phones. I don't know what he was probably ready to quit. I don't know.
It was funny.
He was sad.
I kind of loved it.
My one hot topic is when I watch baseball, I've never played organized baseball ever before. What is the thoughts on pants down, pants up?
Okay, so
pants down.
Pants down.
Pants down.
I think
right now, while I'm in an A&M uniform, it's pants up. Come on. Best looking one. Okay. However, if it was up to me, I would probably go pants down.
From another female's point of view, I'm just going to say, I feel like when the pants are up, it looks like a jester back from like medieval days. You kind of look like you should be like doing a little jig.
And then it gets baggy by the knees.
Yeah, it just looks.
Yeah. It's not as tight on the the backside.
Yeah. We like the long tight pants. All right, so we're going to play a game with our Big League Chew here.
Okay.
All right, so open it up.
All right.
Do you want blue raspberry or does it matter?
I want blue raspberry. No, you get that one.
I get original.
Okay, yeah. So we have not looked at it, but we have Jim Schlossnagel's Wikipedia page pulled up right now.
Uh-oh.
So we're not going to look at the answers, but we're going to ask questions. And if one of us gets it wrong, we have to pack our lip with some Big League bubblegum chew. It's just bubblegum, guys.
No free sponsors.
It's just bubblegum, guys. And the more we get wrong, the more we have to pack it.
I know it'll just be more fun.
Okay, so I'll start off asking a question.
Okay.
Don't look at the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
So, where did Coach Schlosh grow up? And I'll take a state. I don't even need a city.
Virginia.
I'm just gonna go Texas.
Wrong. You were close, but like it's more north. It's Maryland.
Okay.
All right. Pack her up.
How much are you packing?
Just a quarter size.
Quarter. Oh, that's too much.
Like, that's way too much.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Am I gonna get a lot more wrong?
Pack it in the lip.
Pack it in the lip. Okay.
Pack it in the lip.
My question for y'all too. What school and position? It's a double question. Did Slosh play for in college?
He was a pitcher.
There we go.
Pitcher.
And the school. Hey.
No, Kennedy, you say the school first.
You say the school.
Oh God.
Not in Texas.
Okay. Can I get like a half of the hemisphere here?
Northeast.
North. East.
Northeast.
Pennsylvania. I don't know. Penn.
UPenn? No.
Sure. Okay. Your turn.
He played for New York.
No, he did not play for NYU. He played for Elon from 1986 to 89.
I knew that.
What is that?
I knew
So
that.
you do a half.
Where
You
is
do a
that?
half pinch. You do a double pinch. All right, you got.
ASMR.
It is good. I should get that.
ASMR.
Ew, sorry.
What's going on?
Your question.
Schlossnagel go to.
Say it again. What'd you say?
ASMR. What's going on?
Schlossnagel.
Schlossnagel.
I really hope you edited that out.
Oh, we're not editing any of this out. Okay, next question. In 2002, Schlossnagel was hired as head coach. Where?
Tulane.
I think I saw this one. I think it's UNLV.
Correct. Incorrect.
No.
I saw when
I know he coached at Tulane.
Pack a lip.
We're just. Micah's not.
I'm sorry. I'll know more about you after this, coach.
Okay. What is his career record overall?
Are you kidding me?
Give us like a.
Okay.
How many games has he played?
He's played in over 1,000.
Okay.
How many win? Actually, let's just do the win percentage. And if you're within 5%.
Win percentage?
Mm-hmm. So like 77, 100%. Within a 5-minute buffer. 5% buffer.
5 minutes.
This gum is good.
57 is calling out to me.
We would not hire him if he had won 57.
I don't know what a good percentage is.
66.
Okay, no, 73.
Well, you're still doing yours. It's 67.
Oh!
That was really good.
What?
So 2 of every 3.
Mm.
All right, back.
This is getting hard to talk.
I look so gross. My teeth are blue.
Mike, if you have a fact
not
about
just my
A&M baseball
headband.
for us, feel free to dive in.
All right.
Here we go.
Ask a question.
Okay.
I'll keep thinking.
Okay. This is actually really tasty.
I know. I'm gonna buy this now.
He led the Horned Frogs to, in 2004, a record of how many wins? And he won the Conference USA tournament.
I'm just gonna throw it in.
49.
They win that many.
What's it
41.
39. So I'm gonna let you pack a.
I'm still gonna do one.
Okay, you definitely have to pack one though.
All right, I have a question.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We actually just went around campus asking students questions, so this is fresh.
The entire bag's gonna be in your mouth.
All right. What is Bluebell Park's capacity?
Oh, we just hit it the other day. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, we had our best series against Auburn.
I'm guessing 9,136.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I
12,000?
saw. No, less.
No, less,
I saw
less.
Texas's was like 6,600 or 6,900 yesterday, I believe.
Maybe.
I'm going to say 7,400.
71.
Woo! Oh.
That was close.
You went out of range. I wanted the exact number. All right, my question. Well, I'll do one more question each. Oh, there we go. Okay. How many times has Schlosh led his team to Omaha?
I know at TCU.
Oh, I'm supposed to be guessing.
I think he went 4 years in a row at TCU.
But total.
7.
It could be 4. I might be tricking you.
I think 5.
5. 5 is the answer.
Let's go.
So it was 2010, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017.
I hope when someone's hiring me for a job one day, they watch this interview and they watch this.
Huh. All right. Get into your question.
Okay.
We'll end on Micah.
Okay.
I'm going to try to blow a bubble.
He coached at one school as an assistant for 1 year in 1993. What school was it?
Did I already say it?
Tulane?
I don't know.
I said Tulane, but I don't want to go.
I don't know. It was 1 year, 1993. Assistant. It was after...
Hofstra.
What's that?
It's University up north.
Okay.
I just threw out a random one.
I'm going to go with Tulane again.
Incorrect. It was Clemson.
Wow.
He coached at Clemson?
1 year assistant, 1993.
Really?
Look how big this is.
See, that's Wikipedia.
Whole bench?
You can't trust Wikipedia.
I don't trust Wikipedia. I write college essays off Wikipedia.
Didn't your high school professors warn you about that?
Yeah, but whatever.
If you cite it,
I have
right?
a 4.0. I'm fine.
Oh.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, me too.
In grad school.
Micah, here we go. Last question.
All
I
right.
thought that was locker room.
No, Micah, you got one.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Oh, no. Do you have one more?
Oh, do I have a question?
We shouldn't be asking you questions. That's not your job. This is our job.
Oh. What is Coach Schlossnagel's number?
Oh, shoot.
He was number 1.
He was number 1.
I don't know. I'll go 1.
20. 20.
I just said 1. I don't know.
Oh, 1 point? I think it's 22.
Woo!
That's pretty close.
That's my number.
And throw the rest of it in there.
Ugh.
Wow.
All right. And that is the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for watching, Benchwarmers.
And thank you, Micah, for coming out with us, especially the day after y'all got back really late from sawing them horns off.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Seniors on JV. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And kick butt.
Kick butt.
Kick butt this weekend.
Beat the hell out of Alabama.
Alabama.
Yep.
Ooh.
Bye, y'all.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.